Hey guys, you want to squat more weight, but what I'm going to propose to help you do that is to actually squat less. Now, before you get your pitchforks and torches to burn me out of town, let me break down a few reasons, or really, let me build the case of why. Now, squatting is, almost a rite of passage, and you see it everywhere in the gym. The squat, the squat, the squat, it's what we do. And if you look anymore, the squat is so used, you almost have to ask, are we overusing it? And this was something that was proposed to us by a good friend and great resource here in Columbus, Dr. Richard Olm. And he did a fun little thing in November of No Squat November for those that wanted to take up the challenge. And I wanted to share that story with you because we saw amazing results. And I want to share some of the key points so you can see amazing results. So let's talk about some of the key points of why this could work. So one, if we're doing a lunge, right? Now we want to say we're replacing a back squat for a lunge, and you're thinking to yourself, I can do a whole lot more weight in a back squat. Now, if you back squat, say 400 pounds for easy numbers, it's not like you're going to lunge 200 pounds each leg. You can do a significant amount of weight compared to your back squat, up to about 70% usually of that back squat in a lunge. So if you think of it that way, you're putting 70% of that number into one leg as it's driving back up through the floor. That's a huge neural load. That's a huge force production in one leg. That is amazing for performance when you think of it like that, and you might never have. So I hope you do. Another thing is when we're moving in the lunge, when we're having to step that leg back or step that leg forward, we're pulling the pelvis out of the sagittal plane and letting it do some of the rotation that it's built to do. And that helps us on a couple accounts. One, it shows us where we're weak. So it's very difficult to compensate and to hide a weakness in a lunge compared to a squat. We can compensate and kind of mask it and hide it. However, in that lunge, it's going to be called out, and this is going to give us a opportunity to work on some of those functional asymmetries, some of those, hey, on one side of my body, this is going well, and this other side, it's weak. You strengthen that up, say, out of the squat. What's going to happen when you put it back into the squat? You're going to see a huge result, and that's what some of the big benefit that we've seen. So I wanted to talk about a couple of those points. Now, to move that big load in a lunge, we have to make sure that we're lunging well. So if you're going to take on this challenge, because I'm about to challenge you to try this out, if you're going to take on this challenge, then you need to make sure that you're keeping that bar through the movement over, say, the heel of that front foot, more of a squat lunge. Here's an example of, an athlete taking that bar away from the heel of the front foot, kind of leaning back. We see this all the time. We want to keep that bar over the heel of the front foot so we can drive back through that foot. That back foot's applying a little pressure into the floor, keeping us over that front foot as we put that tremendous load into one leg. Right? Now, to take on this challenge, what I want you to do is try this with a back rack step back lunge or a front rack step back lunge. Start off light and see how one side feels to the other, and then start to build up from there. Now, in the description, I have a couple of great links that I really encourage you guys to go check out, especially the one, there's a great podcast with Dr. Olm talking about this process here in Columbus and all those results we have had. But let me share you some of the results that we've had. One of the most exciting ones was our super heavyweight, Big Justin Westfall, who, has a tremendous back squat already, well up into that 500-pound range. And I took him away from the squat for about 7 to 8 weeks, and he started to get antsy because we were heading in to nationals probably about 3 months out. And, he held with me, stayed with me. When we brought him back into squatting, the most exciting result was a big old clean and jerk PR. Jumping up into that 400-pound range. So, it was a good 10-plus pound clean and jerk PR. He was super stoked. And right there, we've had multiple results here in the gym of helping athletes improve their squat by utilizing the lunge. So I hope this is something you guys will to think about. My only goal in this video is just to make you go, and look at some of the extra material that I provided, and I hope it helps. You know, we'd love to hear your results, but good luck.